Hi there, my name is Henry Tenby, and I'm an aviation fan. I'm an av geek. I love everything to do with airlines, travel. I've been an aviation fan my entire life, so that's coming up on 60 years now. And as you can see from the background, I collect airplane models. I enjoy traveling on vintage airliners, and I love documenting all my aviation flights. So with all this in mind, I created a concept with some colleagues of mine for an app called the Flytstr app. So I'm going to share with you a wireframe mockup of how I see the app working, and I'll look forward to hearing from you and your comments on how you think you might like to be involved in this project with us. So right here we have the footer tile icons along the bottom, and we've got the flight adding button. This is the flight management button. This is the flight review button. We have a chat button and a user profile button. So as soon as a user opens up the app, they would enter the date of their flight. They would add the airline, flight number, and the origin and destination, and then they would hit the search button on this screen, and it would load up this screen right here. This screen is the results screen, and it shows the flight number details up here because it's within our database because somebody else has already added this flight into the system. So it says, look who's flying. Gives you a sampling of the first several or the most recent several people that have added themselves to the flight. And then you can click the Add Me button if you want to be added to that flight as well. Or you can simply put in a new set of flight information and conduct a new search by clicking on the button right there. So this is the flight added success screen. It says, welcome aboard. It gives you the information on the flight that you have added to the app, and it says you're added to the above flight, and it gives your name. And then there's a toggle switch here where you can be notified of when other people join the flight. You can indicate yes or no, you want to be notified, and there's another button for you to invite friends to the flight as well. Now, in the event that you conduct a flight search and no other records have been found, and you're the very first person for this particular flight, you get an indication that says, it looks like you're the first for this flight. So you can click the Add Me button and it will add you to the flight. And if you add yourself to the flight, you'll get the same success screen that I showed earlier. It'll say welcome aboard. It'll give the flight particular information, the date, airline, flight number, origin, and destination. But the message is you're the first added to the flight, and it will give your name. And again, you can be notified with a toggle switch of which you can indicate yes or no if you want to be notified when other people join the flight, and you can invite friends to the flight as well. So this is the user profile screen where users of the app create their profile. So they can upload a profile photo. That would be a headshot. And then you can also include a company logo if you like. And you enter your first name, your last name, your job title, your business name, education, school, or degree. So you could put, say, UC Irvine, MBA, or Harvard Business School, whatever you'd like to put in there. And then here, this is where you put your pitch. 300 characters, you can type a pitch about yourself. You can enter your age. That's optional. Some people may wish to do that. You can put your business interest keywords here, maximum of 60 characters. And then at the bottom here, we have some toggle switches. So the first one, it says show first 3 letters of name, or you can show your full name. So you may want other people that are using the app to not know who you are initially. So you could just toggle it so that you can only show the first 3 letters of your name. And then you can also show or hide your flight reviews. With this app, you'll be able to leave reviews on your flight, so you can have them visible, or if they're not visible, they're only visible for yourself, not to other people that you connect with via the app. And then you've got device notifications on or off. So this will notify you through a notification when various functionality within the app happens, such as people want to contact you, etc. And then here, you can hide your flight history or you can show your flight history to other people. And you've got save, view, or you can delete your account. So this is the personal profile management screen. Once you create your user profile, this is what the completed profile screen looks like. And I've used myself as an example. So it gives your name at the top, your title, there's your company logo that you added, your location, and your photo, and your age, your school that you attended, if you attended one, your business interests. So in my case, streaming service, airlines, in-flight entertainment systems, and app marketing. And then based on your travel history, this particular field will show the top 3 airlines that you fly on. In my case, Air Canada, Turkish Airlines, Lufthansa I've entered. And then here is the pitch. And I've written for myself. I operate an aviation streaming service, and I'm looking to connect with content creators, content distributors, aviation fans, and anyone to joint venture our platform content with. Hit me up if we can do business. Safe travels, and thanks for checking out my profile. And at the bottom, we've got my flight history column and my flight review column. So this is always visible for me, but I showed you on the screen earlier that there are toggle switches where this data can be hidden from your profile if you don't want other people to see it. Also, there's a chat screen here. So if somebody's viewing my profile and they want to initiate a chat with me, they can click the chat button to open the chat profile, and I can either accept or decline their chat request. So if a user clicks on flight reviews, it'll give them a blowout of all my flight review information. So this is what the flight review screen looks like. So this is the actual flight review detail page. And the way it's broken down is it gives the actual flight information here with the date, the airline, and the origin, the destination, the aircraft type, the total time, and then how I've rated the flight. And there's a garbage bucket there for me to delete that flight if I want to remove that flight from my logbook. And again, this is publicly available if I so choose, or I can toggle switch it off so it's only visible for me. Now, if I actually click on a specific flight, this is what it looks like. This is the actual flight detail screen. It's called the flight review screen. This is my score for that flight, 8.85, and it gives the details of the flight, the date, the airline, flight number, and the origin and the destination. Then it gives the departure time. It gives me the arrival time, total time of the flight, the aircraft type, and the cabin that I was in. And I've uploaded a video, so the video review of my flight is right there if people would like to see it. And then I've rated cleanliness, 3 out of 10, cabin comfort, 5 out of 10, cabin crew. I didn't rate. In-flight entertainment, I did not give a rating. Meal and drink service, 8 out of 10. On-time performance, 9 out of 10. And I've given there's a field here where I can enter a 300-character review of the flight. And again, people that are viewing the screen can initiate a chat with me by clicking the chat button at the bottom, and I'll be able to accept or decline a viewer's chat request. If somebody wants to network with me or talk to me, that option is there. If we go back to my user profile screen, on the flight history section, if somebody clicks on this area of the screen, it takes the user to a screen that is a complete comprehensive blowout of all my flight history as opposed to my flight reviews. And I'll show you what that looks like now. So this is my flight history screen. There's a button at the top where I can add more flights, of course, which takes me back to the original screen that I showed at the beginning of the presentation where I enter the flight information of upcoming flights. Now, this is what the history of my flights look like. So again, we've got for each flight, it gives me the date, the airline, the aircraft type, origin and destination. And on a flight-by-flight basis, I can toggle on or off the requests for chat. So if I don't want people to initiate a chat request for this particular flight. I can turn it on or off. And in terms of having it visible in my profile, same thing. On a flight-by-flight basis, I can toggle each specific flight on or off in terms of its visibility in my profile. And then what we have here is we've got a you can't quite see it, but it's the white button in between the trash and here. That is the screen to rate the flight. So I can click on that button and that takes you to the actual rating. And that's you can't see it, but it's actually a thumbs up icon. So if somebody wants to, if I want to modify my ratings, I can go in there and do that. And the very last button here is a trash button. So that's the functionality of the flight screen. So now if the flight actually hasn't happened yet, like let's say this flight here is in the future, I could actually click on that link and it'll take me to the information regarding that future flight. And that looks like this. We call that the flight manifest screen. So for that particular flight, again, it gives the information, the date, the airline, flight number, origin and destination, and it shows me who is flying on that flight. And the purpose of this is people may wish to network with each other and have common interests that you may want to meet up with somebody before the flight or after the flight to talk business. This is not a dating app. This is a social interaction based on business interests and common interest in aviation and travel. So again, the person's photograph appears, their name and their company, and there is a toggle switch here for me to block or provide access for that person to communicate with me. So by default, everybody can communicate with me, but I can toggle that over to the block side, and that will prevent this person from communicating with me. And if I want to initiate communication with any of these people, I can hit the chat button and initiate a chat request with each person on a person-by-person basis, and that person then has the option of accepting my chat or not. So again, this screen shows everybody that is traveling on the same flight so they can connect with each other if they so choose. So back to the flight screen, if I want to leave a review, I click you can't quite see it, but the white button there is it's a thumbs up. It's actually a thumbs up icon. So if I click on that, I can add a flight review, or I can modify my flight review. So let me show you what that screen looks like right now. This is the screen where I modify or add a review for a particular flight. So I would enter the actual departure time, the arrival time, the total flight time, aircraft type, aircraft registration, and the cabin that I'm traveling in. So these, some of these fields may be optional, such as aircraft registration. Not everybody would know that, but the cabin, pretty much all the others would be required in order to complete the flight review. And then we have a rating. The user can rate the cabin, comfort, cleanliness, the crew, in-flight entertainment, meal and drink service, and on-time performance. In this mock-up, we've got a rating scale between 1 and 10, but we're probably thinking 1 to 5 is probably the most suitable. We don't need a 1 to 10, so I think we're going to modify that. At the bottom of the screen here, this is where you would do your 300-character review of the flight, good, bad, or ugly. You could enter that here. And if you have a video that you've made of the flight, a flight review, an in-flight video. Some of us do that habitually, and we like to do a flight report video. You can upload that here. And then at the bottom, this is another ability for you to hide or show your review publicly. So, we have that capability on an earlier screen that I showed you, but you could also turn it on or off here. So then once you've completed all this information, at the bottom, you can save, edit, or hit the red button and delete the flight review. And last but not least is the chat screen. So right down here, if you click on that tile, it shows I have 107 chats. If you click on it and you're not on this page, it will bring you to the chat screen. And this is pretty standard for apps. It's just the most recent chats first, the oldest chats at the bottom. You've got the image of the various people that I've been chatting with, and you click on each chat, and that'll open up the specific chat history, and you can chat with people that you have chatted with and accepted incoming chat requests and vice versa, all on this particular screen. So there you have it. Well, that gives you a pretty good idea of the concept of the Flytstr app. It's a seed idea, and what we're looking for is a seed capital investor. If that's you, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'd love to hear from you. We're looking for somebody that, in addition to providing a seed capital investment, you'd also provide an interest in being part of our team to conceptually grow this, implement it into the development of the app, and be involved in every way as one of the small, and be involved in every way helping us get this from the design concept to the initial app concept. So if this is you, I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching my video.